Everyone? How was your day so far?
Pretty good.
That's good. So, by the way, I am Mr. Nicolas Tabutol and I will be your instructor for the next 15 minutes. So the topic that I will be going to discuss this afternoon is about the different types of risk and the preparation prior bunkering operation. So what do you think it takes to have a safe and successful bunkering operation? Yes, sir.
Planning.
That's correct, sir. Planning. But in order to plan, we have the certain procedure to follow. So pertinent to that question, here's the learning outcome. At the end of this session, you should be able to define bunkering operation, identify at least 4 risks associated with bunkering operation, and explain the procedure and preparation for bunkering operation according to manual. But first, this was a short video clip. I need you to focus because I have a question afterwards.
Hands to emergency station. Oil spill in vicinity of also several barriers to prevent such accidents. What are these barriers? Swiss cheese knife. This model shows several slices of perforated cheese along the line. Chief, please check the plan. Is it okay? Please check bunkering plan before arrival. We will take bunkers up to full capacity. That's it. No wait 42 hours. The bunker barge arrived on the point. High-level alarm is activated. Second emergency. Oil is leaking in engine room. Chief engineer confirmed there was an oil overflow. Chief engineer failed to provide a bunkering plan to the deck department. Engineer and ratings did not concentrate on the operations satisfactorily. Let's start the pre-bunkering meeting. Chief, stand by to shut manifold. The ship's staff should be aware of the design of the vessel's tank and piping arrangement. Okay, everyone, please be aware never ever let this happen again.
So what do you think is the problem? Oil spill. Why there is a oil spill?
There is no proper bunkering plan.
No safety meeting.
There is no proper bunkering plan.
Yes, that's correct. Anyone?
Negligence of the crew.
That's correct. Also. But first, we need to talk about bunkering operation. Does anyone have an idea what is bunkering operation?
Receive a bunker.
Yes, that's correct. Anyone?
Refueling.
Yes, sir.
Bunkering operation is a transfer of fuel from ship to ship, from ship to barge, or ship to shore.
Okay, that's good. That's correct. Bunkering operation. It is a routine but a risky shipboard operation. And the provision of the fuel to ships. The next one is bunkering. This picture represents the bunkering operation. There is a crew or personnel with a proper PPE. Then the SUPE, the no smoking, and no naked light, and there is a fire extinguisher. There's a barge, then the hose connected. By the way, what is the meaning of SUPE? Anyone? No. Yes, sir.
Shipboard oil pollution emergency plan.
That's good. That's correct. Next is the
Sir, may kulang doon. Yung sa picture mo na sa yung kulang dyan yung bunker line. Yung system ba?
yes.
Saan napunta yung bunker?
Okay. Thank you, sir. The next is the risk associated in bunkering operation. First is the slippery surface. What do you think? Why there is a slippery surface in the risk?
Oily.
Yes, sir. Oily?
Platform.
Yes, that's correct. Another?
You're dealing with oil and bunker. So there's
Yes.
a risk of slippery.
Yes, that's correct. The next one is oil spill. What do you think? There is a oil spill. The risk of oil spill during
This
the
is
bunkering
overflow.
operation. Yes, sir.
We have
If
overflow.
neglected, bunker can overflow. And
Yes, that's correct. Also, yes, sir. Okay.
scupper plant.
Yes, that's correct. Scupper plug is not. The next is overflow of oil from the tank. So what do we need in order to prevent this kind of situation? Overflow?
Check the high level alarm.
Yes, that's correct.
Prior bunkering.
Yes, sir.
Bunkering plant.
Bunkering plan, yes, that's correct. In order to, chief engineer must provide the proper bunkering plan. The next is explosion. Why there is a risk of explosion involved in bunkering operation?
Because the bunker is flammable.
Yes. Yes, sir. Please.
There's a probability that there's a naked fire.
Yes, that's great. That's good. Here, sir. So, the next is the preparation prior bunkering operation. First, we must make the risk assessment. This is example of risk assessment. So, why do we make the risk assessment prior bunkering operation or prior the operation? Anyone?
To
Yes, sir.
eliminate the risks that might be present on the given condition.
Yes, that's good. Correct. Yes, sir.
Same answer.
Okay. Yes, sir. In order to identify the hazard that we might be encountered during operation. Next is prepare the bunker safety checklist. This is the example also of the bunker checklist. Why do we need to prepare the bunker safety checklist? Anyone? Yes, sir.
That checklist will serve as our guide to have a safe bunkering operation.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, sir. And the next one is prepare bunkering plan. This is the example of bunkering plan. Anyway, who is the responsible for bunkering plan? Chief engineer. Yes, correct. The next is conduct safety meeting. Upon conducted this meeting, the agenda of this meeting is what? Any idea?
Preparation for
Yes, sir.
bunkering operation.
Preparation for
Bunkering operation.
bunkering operation. That's good. That's correct. First,
Mooring and unmooring of the bunker perch.
yes, that's correct. That's correct. Yes, sir.
Delegating the task of each crew.
Yes, that's good. That's correct also. So we have the exercise. This is called enumerate then elaborate. I will conduct it by two groups, and group 1, then group 2. You need to enumerate the risk of the safety for bunker operation. Then I want you to elaborate. Then again enumerate, then elaborate. Then enumerate, sir, the risk.
Oil pollution.
Oil pollution. Elaborate.
Pollution, oil pollution.
Oil pollution. The group 2 said oil pollution.
Overflow of
Elaborate.
the tank.
Oh, elaborate.
Overflow of the
Oil spill because of an overflow of the bunker and scupper flexible.
Yes, that's good. Enumerate another risk. Last one.
Slippery.
Slippery. Why do we have slippery? So,
Because of the oil surface.
because of the oil surface. That's good. Thank you very much for the information. So the last one is review. So that's the end of my discussion, and let's take a short review. I hope you've learned something from my topic. And I mentioned earlier the risk. Can you identify the risk during the operation bunkering? Yes, sir.
slippery.
Slippery,
Oil spill.
oil spill,
Fire.
fire, explosion. That's correct. Thank you, sir. Slippery, oil spill, overflow, oil spill, overflow oil from the tank, and explosion. Yes, sir.
Actually, can be also your personal injury due to knowing if you are doing you can pass the one.
Yes, sir.
And collision.
I take note of that. Thank you, sir. The next is, I mentioned also the procedures. Can you explain or can you identify the procedures? First, you have to make risk assessment. Risk assessment. That's the first one. Yes, thank you. That's correct. Yes, sir.
Bunkering meeting.
Bunkering meeting.
Checklist.
Checklist.
Bunker plan.
Bunkering plan. That's good. Thank you. Make the risk assessment. Why do we need to assess? Why do we need to assess?
Identify the hazard.
To identify the hazard. Yes, that's good. That's it. Number 2 is prepare the bunker safety checklist. Then number 3, prepare the bunkering plan. And number 4, conduct the safety meeting as well. And that will be all for today. Thank you and good day.